Nati Kame. That's the official greeting of the Na'vi. I figured it appropriate to start off this special edition of Snipes and Snark Flats, your unauthorized place for Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilm. This is our special episode, all about Pandora, the World of Avatar opening day. I'm your host, Jason, and sitting beside me is my lovely wife / co-host, Christina, and we're going to be discussing with you just everything that happened during opening day as we were in the mix. A couple tips beforehand. We'll go ahead and share these right now. One of the things that majorly saved us in the long run was once you get to the park, if you're not staying at a resort and you don't have the extra magic hours, someone does. And that someone might have had a fast pass. And if you keep checking your My Disney Experience app or check it on your phone online, keep refreshing it every 10-15 minutes, you could get lucky like we did, and you could get a fast pass, immediately getting out of what I was told was a 5 to 7 hour line to get into Pandora from the Animal Kingdom park. And that's not to get in Animal Kingdom, that's Animal Kingdom. There's this little pathway that they ushered us down, and about 5 or 7 hours later, you actually got to go in the park to wait in more of the lines. That's the other thing. Expect to wait in line. You're going to. There were some people that had delusions of grandeur. I don't know what they were thinking, but they thought they weren't going to stand in line. Their biggest complaint of the day was the fact that there was giant lines in this place, which I just didn't get at all. It was mesmerizing. And that leads me to the next tip. Bring a bottle of water that you can clip on yourself. By all means, bring a bottle of water. We thought we weren't going to need it, and honestly, we should have brought two.
Yeah, they even had stations in the rides that halfway through you could refill your water bottle, so it was pretty awesome. Definitely was useful.
Yeah. Bring a water. You don't want to die of heat stroke while sitting on another planet.
Yes.
Speaking of another planet, they will, what they call, send yourself stuff home if you buy it at the store, which is really cool. By sending your stuff home, they mean just sending it to Earth. And I found out this is a thing you can do at any park, whether you're staying at a resort or not. Whatever you buy, within 3 hours before you leave, so make sure you buy your stuff 3 hours before you leave. And if you do this, you can send it to the front of the park. When you send it to the front of the park, all you got to do is wait, pick up all your stuff in a bag right there at the front of the park. And it was amazing because that was a whole lot of bags to walk around with. And keep
it was too easy, and it was free.
Yeah, it's free. We'll say that once again. There is no charge for them to cart your belongings to the front of the park.
This was the first time we ever went without a stroller, and let me tell you, that right there was so worth it because we were toting around our baggage for about an hour and a half until they told us.
They saw us come off a ride, and we looked pretty disheveled. And they were like, you could have just sent that. And we were like, oh, okay, that's nice. The sad thing is I did know that at one point. It's just been years since I thought about it, so it didn't even pop in my mind. But yes, make sure, send all your belongings to the front of the park 3 hours before you're going to exit, and it will make your journey through any Disney park that much better. You're welcome. Now we're going to get to the opening day part. I mean, opening day was insane. What did you think when I got that fast pass? Like, when you saw the line ahead of us that looked like we were never ever even going to see Animal Kingdom 3, much less Pandora.
That's basically what saved us. Seriously. If we didn't have that, and the funny thing is, there wasn't many people that even had fast passes.
Oh, no,
I don't even remember anybody
no one
else
in that
coming out
line
of the
had
line.
that many fast passes. It was insane.
We were literally in a 7-hour line for, 30 minutes?
Yeah, we were in it for about 30 minutes before they pulled us out and said, hey, go before 10 minutes before your fast pass, you're allowed in the park. And we were like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, whoever had a fast pass was able to go ahead and go into the land. It was awesome. We figured since pretty much the entire day, we kept checking on how long it would, the line was to get back into the park, just in case we wanted to leave. And it seemed like it was between 5 and 7 hours the entire time.
Oh yeah,
so
we made sure to stay. We
stayed.
ate there. We did everything there. There was no leaving that park from 8:30 in the morning. Like 8:30, 8:45 or so is when we got let in, and we did not exit that place till well after 11.
Yeah, especially after, we knew the fact that eventually when it got dark, it was going to be the bioluminescent, and that was one of the most important things that I wanted to
we
see
really
anyhow.
wanted to see that. And believe it or not, it takes a while to get dark there. It didn't really get dark till about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So when you really had to soak in the bioluminescence for about the 8, 9 to 3 hours, you got to soak it in. And when you're mixing
that you're not in a line.
Yeah, I was about to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. When you're mixing that with 5, 6 hour lines, that's pretty intense. No one wants to do that. And there were definitely 5-hour lines for the rides. Like I said, if you go opening day for anything, expect that. If you come to Star Wars Land thinking you're going to get on a ride in 30 minutes, just don't go yet.
Exactly. That's what everybody kept saying too. Like, if it was that bad, imagine how Star Wars would have been.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be bad. There was a 2-hour wait to get into a store.
Yes.
I've never seen that before.
Never.
But if you wanted to get into the Wind Trader store, you had to sit in a 2-hour line.
Yeah, there was one store, and you had to wait 2 hours to get in the line. And yeah, definitely. We've never experienced an opening of anything.
That is true.
It's
That
been a
is
long
true.
time since
I've never
they've had
actually went to an
of the
opening
land,
day.
you know?
It's been a while.
Yeah. So
But-
it was definitely a new experience. Like, we kept saying the whole day, glad we didn't bring our kids, because we have little kids, and
There were some people that did bring little kids, and I felt for them because those little kids were, they were laid out by
I
the
felt
end
bad
of that
for
thing.
them.
Like, they really, really, really were putting it to the test. Because there was one kid sprawled out on her dad, just knocked out. They were in the shade, thank God, but it was crazy.
And 5 hours was just way too long for anybody. It was too long for us
yeah.
to sit in a line for 5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, but we were outside.
That is
in
true.
Florida
And even
weather
if you
too,
wanted a drink, you had to stand in line for a drink. The drink line was passing out cups of water
Yes.
as you were standing to buy a drink.
That's how you know how bad it was. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, yeah, it was insane. But I mean, prepare for insanity. I was ready for insanity.
We were,
That's what I came for.
Yeah.
I knew what I was stepping into, and if I wasn't going to do this, as well as all the other stuff I've been sharing online, I probably wouldn't have gone through it because it was insane. I would have waited a couple weeks. It's definitely intense.
It was a new experience, though, but
it was worth it.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was
It was
definitely
awesome
worth
for
it.
me. I
Because,
liked it.
that's going to lead us straight into how beautiful this place was. This place, when you go over the bridge, in either direction you go over the bridge, this place really did feel like another world.
yeah.
That's probably the best thing I can really say about the place. It was immersive. I mean, you really felt you weren't in Kansas City more, or in this case, Florida.
Between the plants, the tree, the ground, everything, all the materials and everything were different.
Everything
really cool.
was put together very well. Because I mean, you looked at it, and a lot of the plants mixed between real and fake. You saw some that you imagine how painstaking it was to try to find plants that could grow in this environment.
Yeah, all the plants were
the ones that weren't
totally
growing were
different.
set pieces.
I've never seen plants like that in my life, and they were real.
Some of them
crazy.
were real, and the ones that weren't real,
Yeah.
you'd fight somebody on the fact that no, they were real.
And trust me, we had plenty of time to look at them.
Oh God,
in
yeah,
line.
we soaked in everything in line.
We had
Not
hours to look
mention-
at the trees.
But even outside the lines, there's the spot. I guess we'll call it the garden for now because it's also the spot that glows the most. There's these little creatures swimming that squirt water on you.
Yeah.
And it would have been a lot cooler if they were audio animatronic. But when you look at the scope of this place, some of the gripes I've seen, I can't even take into mind because the scope of what they have done here is amazing.
Yeah, every little detail was just,
the cave art.
Yeah.
The cave art looked just totally aboriginal. It was epic. Like that was
pretty legit.
that was the word for it. Is epic. I mean, it really was. I hate to just throw that word around.
You remember like that thing on the top of the restaurant? Oh, it was so pretty. Everything was like
everything had a lot
natural
of thought
materials.
put into it.
Yeah, really native kind of a feel.
That's what I thought
awesome.
was cool about all the buildings. Was all the buildings they would have this what, trader hut style
Yeah, like a
to them.
hut
But
kind
then
of a feel.
it would also be mixed with like a space leisure cargo pod area type thing too. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was
just like the movie.
Just like the movie, yeah. I mean, it's put together the way you would expect it to be put together.
Exactly.
I was impressed.
It was all I expected.
I was impressed.
Sure.
I mean, all right, the glowing ground. I guess I could have even overhyped myself up for that because I thought I was going to step on something and it would glow, much like Avatar.
Right.
But no.
Right.
But the ground does glow. Some of the parts glow a lot more than others, and that's in the garden. The reason I keep calling it the garden is because the garden is probably where you get your best bioluminescence. Like, all the plants there grew, they glowed, the bioluminescence was amazing. Let's see, what else was in there? That's where that one plant was. Remember when you put your hand on this plant?
Oh, it was huge.
It was huge, first of all. This thing's like several feet
I
basketball players
couldn't tell
tall.
if it was a plant or like a bug of some sort.
It was a plant. It's definitely a plant. I saw them talking about it. It's definitely a plant, but it had a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And if you put your hand on the inside that was exposed, you could feel the heartbeat, and it would glow to your touch.
Yeah.
Which was just...
And it looked slimy.
Oh, it was an amazing touch.
And it
was
looked
amazing.
slimy. And then it gave out steam. Yeah, it was
It gave
really
out a
weird
weird-smelling steam. Like, everything here was very
It looked gross to
ethereal.
touch, though. Like, I kept touching it to see if it was, like, slimy or, like, gooey, but it wasn't. It just looked like that. It was just really weird.
Yeah. It was cool, though. I was impressed with the overall look of this place. There was a big ceremonial drum section.
Oh, yeah.
There was
They
a
did
guy
that a
playing
couple of
major
times.
drums. Like,
Right.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, there's a couple shortcomings, as there are with anything. I don't know why everyone expects perfection nowadays. It's either perfection or crap nowadays with some folks. And I definitely, this is closer to perfection than anything.
Yeah, for what it was, I mean, it's not that big of an area, you know, and that's what the people at the park were saying too. You know, it's just 2 rides, you know, the store, the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, you know? I mean, it's not that big of a land.
It's more condensed than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And then they gave a lot of room for the garden, though. The garden has a lot of room.
Yeah, but that's why they had ran out of all the capacity.
I think all the scope is up. Like, I mean, when you factor how high up this land goes, when you've got the floating mountains in the background, which they actually do look like floating mountains.
Right, yeah, they really
intense.
do. It looks unbelievable.
Yeah,
it does.
it looks straight out of the movie, as close as you could possibly get.
Yeah, they look like there's floating rocks.
Yeah, it's really neat. There's waterfalls to nowhere. There's waterfalls aplenty in this place, actually. And I mean, not only was there the cave art that I mentioned earlier, there's full totems. There's totems of banshees made of like a alien bamboo material. I'm not sure.
Kind of like Blair Witch stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Blair Witch totems, you know.
Blair Witch,
but more Navi-esque than you know.
A little native,
witchy.
and it was kind of
less scary. Less. I think I'm going to die tonight.
It was all like
stuff.
natural materials, you know.
Everything
was natural.
Everything was natural. What wasn't natural looked like we brought it there on a spaceship. I mean, it was really cool. I mean that. And when you talk about the restaurants, you've got to mention the food. The food was amazing. When you walk into this restaurant, you see the open grill, and you see all these folks like cooking and just grilling big slabs of meat.
Oh yeah.
And you already know what time it is. But the crazy thing is, compared to most Disney fare, like food-wise, I really felt this was definitely leaning more towards a healthy type of food than their usual foods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it was pretty clean kind of eating, except for like, you know, the meats. It had a lot of you know, veggies. Even the salads were mostly veggies, just you know, kind of chopped up. You know, have those little yogurt balls.
I cheated. I brought a menu.
Okay, let's see. What is it?
I cheated and I brought a menu.
Okay, so what did we eat for lunch?
This is what we ate. This is our proteins. We'll go over this in order that it drops on the menu. So first, here was you got to create your own satuli bowl. That comes in 3 steps. You got a protein, a base, and a sauce.
Right.
On the proteins, we tried the slow roasted sliced grilled beef.
And that was really good.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite out of all of them.
It was
really
very
liked
tender.
the beef. Yeah.
It was just really good.
The beef, it had a lot of flavor to it, too.
Right.
Like, that's what was really good about it. Usually, when you get a slab of roast beef like that, you want some dipping sauce or something for it, but this didn't even need it. It was actually really seasoned.
Right.
It was really good beef. Like, I was really impressed. Coming in a close second, though, was the chopped wood-grilled chicken.
The chicken was really good.
The chicken had a really good flavor to it. Whatever they seasoned that chicken with was on point. Now, what I didn't really care for the sustainable fish fillet. That was the third thing we had, and I wasn't really much on that. That was the one thing we ate that day that I don't think I was impressed with.
And I was a little disappointed because we like our fish.
Oh, I love fish. We're Gulf
Especially
Coast.
from Disney.
Hey, we're Gulf Coast.
Really
we love our fish.
Yeah.
We're world's luckiest fishing village. You know what I'm saying? But and like you said, what was it that we got from Epcot? The salmon. I don't even eat salmon, and that's the most amazing piece of salmon I ever had.
Yeah.
But this sustainable fish fillet it's not really sustaining me, I guess, for lack of
maybe it sustained us, but that was about it.
Yeah,
but we didn't enjoy it.
Sustainable is the right word for it, considering it just didn't really.
Maybe that was the point. I don't know.
It's something that can fill you up if you have to eat.
Yes.
Those were all for the proteins we had in our bowls. We tried 3 bowls. The other protein is a crispy fried tofu, and if you try the crispy fried tofu one day, let us know in the comments how it was, because as you can see by her shaking her head, I could not tell you what tofu even tastes like.
Sorry.
We're definitely carnivores. The next was the bases, which the one I liked the most was a mixed whole grain and rice. It was really, really good.
Yeah,
there was a whole grain in there that gave it like a little extra crunch or something. I'm not sure like what to compare it to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it was weird.
Like some like seeds or something.
Exactly.
It was like some
there you
seeds
go.
and some rice kind of mixed in. I'm not sure what kind of a seed it was, but
it was really good though.
Small.
Like it tasted good. It added to a woodsy flavor.
Yeah.
It went good
with the chicken.
It was a little bit
kind of a grainy.
Yeah.
But
it was grainy, but it went
good
with the.
It was like a nutty grainy.
It went good with how they did the food.
Yeah.
I really dug it. It
was all kind of natural. You know, I don't know.
We also tried the red sweet potato and hash.
Ooh, that was good.
Which she loved that.
I
liked the reds. I wasn't much on the sweet potato part of it. I love the reds though. I mean, I could tell if you were into sweet potatoes, this is a good medley of potatoes.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I liked it a lot. It was really, really good.
That's your professional opinion.
I would eat it right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Those are the only 2 bases we had. There's also romaine and kale salad and a quinoa and vegetable salad. I don't do salads.
The salad was decent. I had the vegetable salad. It was good. It tasted like salad, but it was just veggies shredded up.
And everything came with a coleslaw, by the way. The coleslaw on the side that no one even mentions. That was pretty good. It had little yogurt balls in it. I don't eat coleslaw, but I could have tolerated it. I mean, I didn't like scarf it down. The yogurt balls was really good, though. I dug the yogurt balls.
It was really good. It was sweet. And to that, kind of just a clean salad that I had there with just veggies, it was really good on top of it because it just gave you kind of like a sweet... It was good. Jace, it was like sweet, juicy stuff. It was good.
I'm going to have to take her word on it. Not much into stuff like that. Speaking of stuff I'm not into, and she's going to have to totally take this one, there were 3 sauces. I can't judge these sauces because I don't really like stuff like this anyway, and it's just not my cup of tea. So I'm going to label them off, and I'm going to let her run with them. One was the charred onion chimichurri.
That one was really good.
I'm not sure what we had with that one. I want to say you had that one with the fish. Yeah, so you had it with the rice and the fish.
The rice and the fish. It was pretty good.
Was it better than the fish? Okay, so the sauce is, if you want to save your fish, this sauce will save your fish.
Yeah, because I just kind of mixed the rice and the fish and the sauce together, and then it like kind of put the flavor in there, and it was really good. But...
There was a black bean vinaigrette. That's the one we
really
tried
good.
First with the grilled beef. That one was suggested to us by cast member.
Yeah, and I think that was my favorite one, honestly.
And in fact, honestly, if I had to eat one, I could have ate that one. That one was horrible.
And he's not a dipper. I'm a dipper.
Yeah,
I'm a big dipper. But he don't dip.
All the sauces were very much like dressings. So if you're into salad dressing, you'll be into this. I'm not into salad dressing, so it wasn't for me at all. But I could tolerate the black bean vinaigrette.
Really good. I like that one. That was my favorite.
Then there was the creamy herb dressing. This one, it almost just tasted like ranch. I guess.
It was like a ranch and maybe like it had like some herbs and stuff like that in it. It was okay, but it was a little bit too overwhelming for me.
It did complement the chicken, but like I said, it's the sauce.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I guess we got it with like the chicken and the rice, and then that creamy sauce on top. And it might have been just a little too overwhelming, but maybe just, I don't know. It was all right, but I like black bean one. It was really good.
Well, looks like black bean vinaigrette is the way to go. I can tolerate that one, and she chooses that one out of all the three of them. I'm sure they will not put that on the menu one day. Snipes and Starfleth says it is tolerable.
Sustainable.
Yeah, sustainable. That's the Satuli Canteen word of the day.
It's tolerably sustainable.
There you go. The next thing we tried, there was a steamed pod mayo bun. They call these pods because it's supposed to be real alien. And they were basically their version of a cheeseburger.
Yeah, it was like a dumpling kind of.
Yeah, exactly. It was like one of those little like Asian dumplings.
Yeah, but it was like a pocket, and they came together on top.
It had everything ground in it.
Yeah, and then they just like took a hamburger with like the ketchup and the pickles and the mustard and
maybe even onions. We're not sure.
Maybe even the bun.
Yeah.
They like grilled it all together, or like they grind it all together, and then they put it inside of this little dumpling thing.
It was weird. It was definitely really weird, but it was good. This is coming from someone who only eats plain cheeseburgers. I do not eat ketchup, mustard, and pickle on my cheeseburger.
He hates pickles, but
I actually ate this and tolerated it.
Yeah, it was just like enough of every flavor.
And mixed into a beef texture.
Yeah.
It was like the whole thing was just a beef burger.
It was alien, that's for sure.
Yeah,
it was alien.
That was the best thing about that thing. That actually.
But all I kept thinking was, our kids would like it.
Yeah, well, that and the food there and the desserts, both of those were the most alien things we ate. That actually seemed like it came from an alien planet.
It looked alien. It was like a mind mess, messed with your mind. It was weird, it was strange. But it was good. It was good.
Let's see, the last things we had besides that amazing drink, which we will get to after this. The last thing we had was the desserts. Mm-hmm. We had a chocolate cake. It's described as a chocolate cake with a crunchy cookie layer, banana cream, and goji berries.
Okay.
She loved that one.
It was really good.
I liked it too. I mean, as chocolate cake goes, this is really good chocolate cake. I mean, it came in a little ball, and it had some kind of like a chocolatey, what I found out might even be a banana flavored type pudding in it.
Yeah.
But it's so chocolatey.
It looked weird.
I had to read banana to know that banana was in this cake.
Right, exactly.
I had no idea.
You don't even really like bananas.
Yeah, I had no idea. It was just a chocolate cake to me. I didn't think it was anything else. The other thing we tried was the blueberry cream cheese mousse with passion fruit curd. She wasn't much on this, but I loved this. Which is weird, because she's a fruity person, and I don't eat fruits at all. And I loved it. In fact, if I have my choice, I would actually probably pick this over the chocolate dessert, and the chocoholic in me is like screaming, "What did you just say?" as it left my lips.
Well, I don't know, but to me, it was like this little snowman kind of thing. And the blueberry, it was like a blueberry Laffy Taffy, but then on top it was like a banana Laffy Taffy.
That would be passion fruit, actually.
Yeah. It was just too Laffy Taffy
it was good.
for
It
me.
really was.
Like
it did taste like candy.
It was a lot, yeah.
I will give it that. It did taste like candy. It tastes exactly like candy.
It was like a candy, like a Laffy Taffy pudding.
So
with
good.
A hard shell or something.
I almost wanted to get another one because it was so good. But then we go to what I did get another one of, the Dreamwalker Sangria.
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing. It is a refreshing white sangria with a hint of blue curacao, and that's what makes it a little bit strong. But even though it is a little bit strong, this is the most refreshing alcoholic beverage I think I have ever drank in my life.
Yeah, he doesn't drink fruity drinks.
I don't really drink alcohol for that matter. But this, it was, oh my God, it was like a spring water. It was like, it was great.
We literally got one at the end of our meal. We took it to go stand in line was that the 5-hour one?
That was the 5-hour line.
For the 5-hour ride, and in the line, it was just It was perfect.
It was
awesome.
for a hot day.
Yeah.
This drink is actually
We're
refreshing.
out there dying. It's Florida, and summertime, and so it was perfect.
You'll never hear me say that about a alcoholic drink. Is that it was refreshing? Because usually, no, it's an alcohol kick to the you know what. But it wasn't. It was actually like a refreshing.
Yeah.
I almost felt more refreshed than if I would have drank water.
And they did have beer there, but we didn't try it. I don't really do ales.
They had
a
two
couple
beers,
ales.
but yeah, she's really
Lager.
mixy on what beers she drinks, and I do not drink beer at all.
Yeah, they've got 4 different beers for all you beer people.
But
They got wine.
I mean, they've got 4, but the only 2 that matter are the Hawks Grog Ale and the Mawara High Country Ale.
There you
Because
go.
those are the ones that you can only get there.
Yeah.
They're their special variety of beer.
Right.
So that's all for the food. I mean, do you have anything else you can think about on the food?
The flute cup. You have to tell them about the flute cup.
Okay.
It's so cool.
You're right. Any Disney park, any Disney restaurant is not a Disney restaurant without having a commemorative cup. And for not Wind Traders, it's a Wind Trade. For the store when you're drinking in it, no, for the Satuli Canteen, which is the name of the restaurant, they have the flute cup. The Na'vi flute cup, to be specific. And it's like this little plastic wood cup, and it's got a little flute on it.
Got a little flute on it.
And at first I thought no one could play it until we were standing in line, and someone was playing their flute.
And then all of a sudden I look over and this girl's like playing the flute. I'm like amazed now.
I always suggest you get one of these though, because you get to get refills on it, and that's just awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, why not get this cup if you can just refill it over and over and over?
It was pretty awesome though. I like the cup.
That's the best thing to do.
Kids love the cup.
Yeah, we always get at least one cup anyway, because it's great to have a cup around the parks. You can get real drinks all day. You're gonna spend $11 anyway on drinks. You might as well have one you can refill. One more tip. Yeah, see, we thought we gave you all the tips in the beginning. That's one more. But now for what the thing everyone else is talking about. It's attraction time. Let's talk about the rides. We got our Fast Pass, the first ride we got to ride. In fact, the last ride we got to ride too, because we rode it twice. This ride is beautiful. Put a ride through on YouTube of it. Doesn't show up great because it's a total bioluminescent ride.
Yeah, it's all dark from beginning to end.
But the bioluminescence do show up really good.
It's beautiful.
I'm usually not a fan of those TV screens on the rides, like they've been doing a lot.
Yeah, but this one looked real.
This screen, it was weird. It almost looked like it was a screen and a screen and a screen, like it was see-through clear screens, because this thing was 3-dimensional. It was really strange. I was impressed because, like I said, usually I don't like those screens.
Yeah.
And those animals looked like they were really walking
right up. Yeah, it was
right
like those weird little wolf kind of creatures.
Viper wolves, I think.
Viper wolf or something like that. Yeah, but it was like glowing in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, it was
and it's
really
like
neat.
It's just so weird because it's kind of layered in there, because you've got the
that's what I'm saying. It
you've
felt
got
like
the
it had
actual,
layering.
trees and forests and stuff, but then in the back, you've got this beautiful, and it shows up so beautifully too.
Yeah, it really
That's
did.
The amazing
like
thing.
it really did.
Does. The video that we took does not do it justice.
Oh yeah, it doesn't do it
whatsoever.
justice.
No.
I mean, watch it, look at it to get a good eye view of what you're kind of experience, but I can guarantee you can watch any video online right now of either of these two rides, and you're not even getting close to what the actual attraction is. These rides are really cool. It just
looked so real.
It really was,
It was crazy.
It really was.
Like and it's a boat ride.
It's a boat ride. You have you've got the little dandelion-looking things
like the little jellyfish dandelions.
Yeah, the little spirit of
those are like hanging in the ceilings and everywhere.
Yeah, that was cool. You've got the little frog things jumping on the.
There's like these
really
giant leaves,
like a lily pad almost, but it's a leaf.
And then you can see like these footprints and animals like walking.
It was like the little baboon frog things from the movie.
It's awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I really thought it was cool. The shaman. The shaman is an accurate to Na'vi size, which what are they like? Somewhere between 10 and 12 foot tall or something like that.
No, I think it was more.
No, it's about 10 or 12.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
it showed it on the ride.
I wish we would have seen it because it's punched over and it's sitting down, but it's not even the size of this thing as much as how real it moves.
Yes, animatronics have come a long way for real.
They really have.
Because she was just like fluid motion and it's singing and it's just. It's so beautiful.
It was really cool. Yeah, I was
really,
very
really
impressed.
Pretty. I loved it.
I was very impressed.
I loved it. It was pretty.
Yeah, it was neat, but it still the ride of the park is Flight of Passage.
Oh, for sure, no doubt.
I've heard people compare Flight of Passage to Soarin', but in all honesty, I don't even think it's comparable.
It's not comparable
Other than the
at
fact
all.
that it's a
It
screen
just
and you fly.
gives you an idea of what the ride is similar to. That's the most similar thing it is to, but it doesn't even compare at all. Seriously.
Exactly. I mean, there's people dumping on this ride because it's a simulation ride, and they're just dumping on it automatically because everyone's saying the simulation factor is a cop-out. And I'm like, look, this simulation is not a cop-out. This simulation is amazing.
No, it was a lot more than I expected.
It's 3D. The 3D has no drag whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's no drag whatsoever.
Okay, from the time you walk in there, you're like thrown into that world.
Oh yeah,
you know?
you sync with the band.
Crazy.
Basically, when you sync, it's like this wormhole of plasma you see through the 3D, and then right when it's done, everything goes white, and you open up your eyes to actually flying on a Banshee, and this thing breathes in between your legs.
You're just thrown into this crazy land, and all of a sudden it just jumps off the ledge, and you're like, ugh. And like I was telling him, I was like, I usually don't scream in rides other than roller coasters, but this one got me good. I screamed through the whole thing. Me and the girl that sat next to me, we were screaming through the whole ride. Yeah. It was crazy. It's unbelievable. Just the ride that you're taking. They're going through like waters, and there's waves, and there's like you're going through caves and stuff, and oh man, and you just like you feel the wind.
See, that's the only thing I can compare this thing to Soarin' on.
Yeah.
I can only compare this thing to Soarin' on the fact you feel wind.
Like an intense Soarin'.
Yeah, you feel wind. Well, no, you feel the wind. You get the smells, and you also get the hell. At one point, they threw a bucket of water in. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, you go in the wave. And
you get all of that just like Soarin', but that's really the only spot where it compares. I mean, this is like Soarin' on steroids. This is. I got off this ride, and remember, we waited 5 hours to ride this ride.
5 hours.
There were many people standing with us that were in the same mind frame of this better be the coolest thing I've ever rode in my life. And you know what? It might have been one of the coolest things I've ever rode in my life.
Yeah, we all got off going, it was worth it.
I mean, as a thrill ride, it was the most thrilling thing. No, it wasn't, but it was the most intense experience, like all around, like for every single, like for my eyes, for my ears.
I can literally say I felt like they threw me into the movie like that. That is as close to riding a prehistoric animal you are ever probably going to get. Yes.
I can almost guarantee that. Not going to 100% guarantee that because anything can happen. But yeah, so I mean, there's 2 rides. There's definitely great additions to Animal Kingdom. As Animal Kingdom's not the best for rides anyway. Like you got
exactly.
You know what I mean? You've got
they
Dinosaur.
That, for sure.
You've got Dinosaur. You've got Cali River Rapids. You've got the animal track safari thing.
Oh yeah.
And then you've got Expedition Everest.
Right.
And after Expedition Everest and all of that, I mean that's what 1, 2, 3. That's 4 major rides.
Right.
That's all they had. They had as many rides.
I think it was a good addition to the park.
Oh yeah, it was because
they don't have a ride like that.
Animal Kingdom had as many rides as Magic Kingdom has mountains.
Right.
So that being said, they needed a couple more rides. They needed that extra draw for the ticket, and I think it really added.
Right.
Animal Kingdom's added a lot with the lighting up of the tree and the Rivers of Light show, and Avatar just kind of fits in nicely. I really enjoyed Pandora. It's a welcome addition to Animal Kingdom because Animal Kingdom just it needed more.
Yeah, exactly.
I would almost go on record as saying it still needs a little more.
And we were there, mind you, last year. When did we go last?
Yeah, it was last year. We took the kids, and honestly, we took the littlest one, and the littlest one got out of there saying, I want to go to Disney World.
Yeah, it was a glorified zoo, basically.
Yeah, like she didn't even recognize it as Disney World.
We've got a 3-year-old and a 15-year-old. The 15-year-old, and that's the thing, is we couldn't do all of the adult rides. You know, it was kind of hard for her to sit in some of the lines because the adult rides that we did want to ride on, she would just have to wait on the side. So, you know, of course she wasn't as interested Magic Kingdom that we went to the day before, you know.
And that makes the river ride that much of a welcome ride, because that's one more ride that
we
anyone
can say,
can
okay,
ride.
well, we'll break it up and we'll do something for you right now, you know.
Exactly.
Because this is a family vacation, and if we're not all having fun, then what's it about? So,
True. Very
I
true.
think it was a great addition to Animal Kingdom, and I can't wait to. We're gonna bring the girls here in a couple of months when it calms down a little bit.
Oh yeah, that'll be awesome.
So,
They'll love it. But I mean, that's just the attractions. There's your rides.
Waiting
And
a 2-hour line, however, for that Wind Traders store. That's the store that's actually in the Pandora world of Avatar. And for the Valley of Moir's official store, it looks pretty cool. Like, I was really impressed with the setup. It's just like the restaurant. Like, it's half Trader Joe's Aborigine shop meets the sci-fi aliens set, basically.
like in a bunker or something. Weird.
Yeah, like all kind of jammed
strange,
together.
yeah.
It was like your military science fiction future starts
It was
now.
like metal in nature.
It was really
you know,
cool,
like
though.
half of the store and half of the store. It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was neat. Right when you walk in, there's this aviary just filled with these little banshees, or like on the little poles and trees and stuff, where they're kind of just chilling in their own little forest area. And
that's where you get to do the
bonding experience.
experience.
See, that was the one thing I thought was kind of lackluster about the
Yeah.
whole thing, was they made a big deal about bonding with your Banshee, which
Right.
I will say the Banshee is the coolest toy Disney's ever made. I'll go on record as saying
Look at
that
it. It's
right
pretty
now.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
But they made it such a big deal. We get in another line.
yeah, and then the bonding
Just to
process
practically-
is just grabbing your Banshee.
Yeah, exactly. Pick one and
Like, they show you how to use it, and you just grab it, basically. That's it. Like, that's
wasn't worth
what
waiting
you're
in the
doing.
line for. We could have just gone to
Yeah.
the quick one.
I could have got a quick one and been happy. I mean,
Yeah.
unless that was the only way I could pick my color.
Exactly.
And if that's the case, then I'm happy about it.
Yeah, because at the table they already had them in the boxes and
Yeah,
everything.
the table looked like it was literally might have been quick service, and you just kind of got whatever you got.
Yeah, and in that case, yeah.
In that
I
case,
would've wanted
definitely go
to
bond,
go
because
pick
you want
my
your own color. I mean,
color.
at least.
For sure.
That's like a given.
I wanted to
But
pick my color.
now
You wanted to pick
now,
your color, so.
Where they downgraded the Banshee bonding experience, or where they like upgraded, I guess, or overtalked the Banshee bonding experience.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't even talk about this whole avatar making experience at all. Like,
Exactly. I
There's this-
hadn't even heard of that.
there's this big machine that you stand in, and it scans your face. And after it scans your face, they put you on an action figure of an avatar. So you
Yeah.
get to see what you would look like as an avatar, and you get to take home an action figure of it to show your friends, check out, this is what they did to me.
Yeah.
They turned me into an avatar.
And you know, we saw somebody had one, and it looked really good quality too.
It really
you know,
was.
It was in a nice box. You know, you could see it. It was really
Yeah.
cool. You know,
That was
pretty neat.
that was neat. I don't know why they didn't up talk that and really dot down and down talk kind of the other thing, but either way, they were
Right.
both really cool, and you're going to be happy with your Banshee, and just go through the bonding experience to make sure you get the one you want. Because, like I said, quick serve might literally be quick serve. The rest of the store stood out. I mean,
Yeah, they had that beautiful, really big tree in the middle where you get to make your own, you know, necklace.
that
it
was
so
cool.
They had,
They had
like,
all these little
crystals
pendants and yeah.
feathers.
It was
and
neat. All the
beads.
wood stuff, like
Yeah,
that was
it
neat.
was
I
really
liked that,
cool.
and it wasn't like everything here, which has really impressed me. I think more than anything, nothing was overpriced.
No, I think it was like maybe $13
Yeah.
to make a necklace, and a lot of people had made them and put them on the little branches, and they were beautiful.
Yeah,
Some really pretty
and I mean,
ones.
a lot of people think Disney, and they think, "Oh my God, it's Disney."
Right.
But it really
No,
wasn't,
it wasn't
that
too
bad.
bad.
I thought this little thing was going to cost $100, and it wound up costing half that. So I mean,
As you can tell, we practically got one of each. So,
yeah,
I
the
mean, of everything,
pricing's
so
not that bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
I picked up a bunch of
We were
stuff. We're going to
surprised.
do some hands-on stuff with it here in a second. We'll demo all the stuff we did get and show you how it's used and all that cool stuff.
Right.
We got some really neat stuff. You'll want to check it out. But I mean, just anything else about the store we didn't get? We didn't get any of the weapons.
We did. There was like a spear and a dagger.
And
They
these
were
glow
in
in
the
the dark.
glowing section.
Yeah, they
there was
were-
like this
they
little
were
corner
really
that
cool.
everything glue. You know.
We didn't get a stuffed animal. We got a stuffed baby, but
Yeah.
we didn't get a stuffed animal.
They
More on
had-
that later.
Yeah.
But they did have stuffed animals of everything. Like everything that was in Avatar. There were viper wolves. There
Yeah.
were banshees.
All
There
the
was the big banshee
animals.
that he like the big like
Black
super
one,
banshee.
like the panther one.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was impressed
Oh,
with the
you're talking
store
about, like, the red
altogether.
one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
red and yellow one. I was impressed with the store altogether.
It was they had pass holder merchandise
Right.
for day. If you're a pass holder, you missed out if you didn't go to opening day.
Exactly.
Because they had some opening day merchandise, but they ran out of a lot of the opening day merchandise. You know what they didn't run out of? Opening day pass holder merchandise.
Exactly.
They had all
And the
kinds
shirts
of that
were
stuff.
nicer.
The shirt was cooler. I liked the shirt more.
Yeah,
We got
they
our
had a-
Pandora shirts, say Pandora all the way down them. The actual pass holder had this on it. You got the Banshee, and you wound up getting some. It was really cool. It looked like a really just BA
Those were
shirt
all
you would
behind the
wear.
counter, and we wanted those, and they
Oh,
said
yeah.
those are just for the pass holders.
They
so
had a lanyard.
That kind of was enough for us to want to become pass holders.
Oh yeah, they had a
They had that
lanyard.
stuff.
You could put your ID in that. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool, but it was a pass holder only thing. They had 2 magic bands that were pass holder
Yeah.
only. One was a special edition to the pass holder only edition.
And I heard the lady saying that one had gone a lot faster than the other. I think
Yeah,
the
because
other
one
one they
was
only
a-
had so
one
many
was a
of
limited
or
edition.
something. Yeah.
So that was going
Yeah.
quick. Let's see. There was random buttons and too much stuff to really actually name. Like there was even tapestries that looked like they were woven by the natives. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like mosaic puzzles.
Yeah, that
like,
lamp thing. It was like a,
was like
a pod, like a
Yeah,
glowing
like a pod. It
but
looked
it was
like
a lamp. It
if
was
you
pretty
go and
neat.
look at some of the pictures and stuff, and you see the little glowing pod and the green pod,
Yeah.
they had a lamp that looked the exact same that you could bring home, and that was pretty cool. I actually, I said, very impressed with all the merchandise.
Yeah, they had crystals and just natural
real
things like
plants.
that.
Like,
Plants.
it was-
yeah,
yeah,
it was
it
like
was neat.
alien looking like plants inside of these like
little beakers.
Yeah, beaker
like a scientist
things.
grew it in the lab.
It was neat.
cool.
It was kind of like plants we've never seen before. It was like a bamboo plant, kind of, I guess. But it was pretty different.
Yeah.
It was pretty
It
neat.
was-
I've never seen anything like
It
this
was
before.
cool. I would suggest going to the store. I
Oh,
mean,
for sure,
Even
yeah.
though we waited that long, it was worth the wait.
It was worth the
because
wait. We
it
knew
was a new
what we
experience.
wanted. For sure,
That too.
a banshee.
We knew
That's what
yeah,
we
I
wanted.
waited in line for this thing.
We were hoping they
and
wouldn't run out.
I wound up leaving with a bunch more stuff that.
Heaven only knows how many they actually sold that day.
I mean, let's show them the stuff right now.
Sure.
All right, here you go. We're gonna take you to show you the stuff. This is all the stuff we wound up getting while we
Play
were
with
there.
some toys. Yee.
All right, we're gonna have some items hit center stage right here. First, taking center stage is if you haven't been to Disney in a while, you probably haven't seen one of these. But if you've been in the past, probably what 5 years or so, everything has a baby. Yep, they come with these little blankets, and you can wrap them up in it. The whole blanket comes off and put them in that. My daughter loves these things. She's got a slew of them. So when we figured, what are we going to get her? We figured, oh, we'll get her a cute little Avatar baby. And she loves this thing just like she loves any other baby we've ever got her. Now, this is one of the limited edition pins. I don't know how good you'll be able to see it. But when I open it, it's got this awesome little nighttime vintage scene of Avatar. I'm not sure how good that's going to show up though. Let's see. Then we can move on to obviously my hat. These are the different shirts. They both kind of look like this on the front. We were wearing them in the episode. On the back, if you can't make it out of the back, it's got a little banshee on the top, and it says, I traveled to Pandora, May 27th, 2017, beyond belief. These were the official non-pass holder shirts that you could get at the store if you weren't a pass holder, as long as they were still in stock, only on the first day of opening, the 27th of May, 2017. Then that's my hat. It's got a couple little patches on it. You got the Explore Pandora patch, the Flight of Passage patch, the Pandora Moara Hiking Club, and an ACE patch on the side, ACE being Alpha Centauri Expeditions. They are the people that set up this whole trip to Pandora for us, and they're the reason we can do this with the aliens, and they let us into their lands. This was actually really cool. I wound up getting this for the little one, but I told her, I was like, I'm going to use this just as much as you. This is exactly what it looks like. It is a drum, but it's a special drum. Look at that. Bam. What kind of drums do that? Navi drums. How awesome is that? That just makes you want to hit it. You want to just play a little song and be like, alright, before I get carried away, I'm going to go ahead and put that up because that could have went for a long time. I really enjoy that thing a lot more than I probably should. Alright, then we move on to this. This little contraption right here, as you see, it's got a little belt clip so you can hook it to your belt. I'll just move that in there where you can see it. It's got a little belt clip. Had to pull my shirt up so you can see it. But yeah, you push the button, and it translates whatever card you have in there. Obviously, I have the ICU greeting. Well, nati kameye. There you go. You can hear it one more time. But check this out. I did this for y'all. I did not open this. This is the first I will be opening these trading cards, and I will pick one of them to translate right now here with you, right here, if I can actually get the damn things open. There we go. I didn't even have to get the knife, y'all. Alright, what do we got? We got hateful. We're not going to do hateful. That's just, no, that's not my style. We've got no. That's how I feel about doing the hateful card, so we're not going to do no. We've got cliff. We might do cliff because that word just looks pretty interesting. We've got pretty, which I think they actually sent me in my pack. Wood sprite, which we're going to do that one probably because it looks like a really long word. If any of these words top it, will be in there. Bow. No, we won't go with bow. Warrior. Oh man, wood sprite or warrior. Wood sprite or warrior. Tell you what, we're going to do them both. Because the other one's camp, and that's kind of lame too. So, you pull out your trusty Navi translator. Put in the warrior card. Samsu. Samsu is how you say warrior, for all those wanting to speak Navi. Wood sprite. This is something you will come across a lot in life, a wood sprite. So when you come across it... Atokarina. Atokirina is how you say this. Atokirina. Wood sprite. So the next time you come across one of these little wood sprites, that's what it's called in Navi. And now, I saved this for last for a reason. These are sold out officially as of right now. This is the perch you can also purchase for it to stand on. This is a Banshee. And this is how I was controlling it. This is what was sitting on my shoulder earlier. You put it on this little magnet curve thing and it sits there. And this has magnets in it as well. This is the magnet curve thing. You put that on your shoulder in between your shirts. So even if you bend over or whatever, you won't knock it over. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably a good thing because I doubt this thing could take a bunch of falls. But anyway, it's a puppet. It's got this awesome little controller right here. This one controls its neck. This one lets out a nice little roar of the mouth. And then this one back here gets its wings a-fluttering. Here, I'll give you a side view so you can see them wings a-fluttering. Look at that. I'll tell you what. I've taken this thing to a couple places, and once you really get used to operating it, you'll be surprised how many people walk up to you and ask, is that thing real? And you'll also be surprised how many times you want to tell them, yes, it is totally a real dragon that I have hanging from my shoulder because I just know where to find dragons, and no one else does. But no, this thing's really cool though. I've had people run away from it. I've had little kids come and want to pet it. Like, if you're into attention, this will get it for you. Most definitely. And if you're not into attention, it's still a fun thing to just sit around the house and play with. It's the closest thing you're probably ever going to get to having a live dragon. But that's it for the merchandise. So, yeah. Let us know what you think of the merchandise in the comments, and I'm going to get right back to us. So there you go.
All right, so overall, after all that, I mean, what were your overall thoughts on the park?
I thought it was awesome and beautiful, and I loved it, and it was so magical. Like, it just, you know, once you step into it, it just throws you into that world, you know, and we are fans of the movie, and we're fans of Disney, and it was just, it was awesome. It was such a great experience because I loved it. I thought it
really
was.
So,
yeah. You know, creative. The detail was amazing.
The detail was. I don't know how many times I said, "Oh my God, the attention to detail here is just." It's great.
And you know, this is like the first time we've ever really been like introduced to like a bioluminescent world. Like it actually being a physical,
and the plants glow.
You know, thing. It was pretty amazing. You know, they like changed the ambiance and everything. You know, with the spotlights and stuff once it got dark. They didn't really use like lights.
It was colored lighting too, so it really like set the mood of the mountain, and it reflected off the waterfall. It was really, really
I loved it, and I can't wait to bring
it was an experience. The animal kingdom needed this.
Yes, it did. I think it's a great addition to Animal Kingdom for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. The Animal Kingdom really, really needed this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a plus for the Animal Kingdom.
I give it 2 thumbs up for sure. I loved it.
Oh yeah,
it was awesome.
The pictures, like you can't stop taking pictures
Yeah.
of this place. Like the
It was
place
a photographer's dream for sure.
Yeah, the place is beautiful. Like, in fact, if you look down in the description below, I'm going to add some links. I've got links to not only to the website, sightsandstarflats.com, but I'm also going to put a link directly to the Pandora pages because they're all linked together.
Yeah.
And it's a little more detailed of what we went into because it's also got every single one of our pictures of the store, pictures of the caves, pictures of what? It's got the nighttime and daytime
Yeah, the
pictures.
food,
I even got
nighttime,
pictures of the food up there.
daytime.
Like
Lots of
it's
stuff.
really worth checking out. And while you're down there in the description, also check us out on Facebook, check us out on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, check us out on Pinterest. Follow us all around to find out when we're coming back because there's still movie trailers to come and there's also still a show to come. We're going to
Yep.
be coming at you once a week, coming up real soon. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
All right, well, go to the world of Pandora. You'll enjoy it. It's worth every penny. You might want to wait a while for the craziness to die down. But all together, until next time, Savako!